our friends at Mint Mobile and our hotline question of the day. If you'd like to call in and get your voice on the show and got a question for us, simply call the Mint Mobile hotline number at 951-268-4259 and leave your question there. So let's see what we got. What do we have?
Hey, John and crew. This is Dan from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm calling in regards to your conversation about Black Panther 2. You guys were talking about the geopolitical confrontation that the two countries could be having. My question for you is, could that item that they are fighting over could be adamantium? Wondering what you guys think. Love the show. Keep it filthy.
Adamantium. Adamantium. First of all, thanks a lot for sending that in. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I when I first listened to that one, I thought, yeah, that's not going to be our question today. But then as I listened to a few others, my mind kept going back to it. And I went back and listened to it again. And I thought, you know what? That's an interesting thought. Because, we were talking about Black Panther 2 the other day. And of course, Huerta was coming out, apparently made statements saying that Namor is going to be a mutant, but they never actually quote him. So we'll talk about that another time. But I remember we started getting discussions about, well, what is it that gives Talocan such a hate on for Wakanda and maybe vice versa? What could possibly be the problem with Wakanda coming out and saying, hey, we're here, this is what Wakanda is, and how does that cause a problem for Talocan in that? The idea that maybe while Wakanda is sitting on this rich deposit of vibranium, that maybe Talocan is sitting on a rich deposit of adamantium, which has not been introduced into the MCU yet. And of course, people know adamantium as the most dense and strongest metal in the MCU. It is what coats Wolverine's bones, is what makes him indestructible, all that kind of stuff. What if somehow, some way, Wakanda coming out and revealing vibranium to the world, that causes problems for Talocan? It also kills two birds with one stone, because number one, it sets up the conflict between Talocan and Wakanda. But the second thing it does is it introduces adamantium. Because if Wolverine's coming, I don't think that the MCU will just say his bones get covered in vibranium. I don't think that is an option that's open to the MCU, but I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they will introduce adamantium, and this would be a way to do it. Do I think that's what's going to be the root cause of the conflict between Talocan and Wakanda? Actually, no. I think it's going to be something that's probably on a more personal level, something more dramatic than that. But this isn't a bad theory, because at some point you're going to have to introduce the metal. Chris, you hear this theory. What are the pros and cons of it, do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, I think it'd be great to bring in adamantium just so we have that Wolverine stuff, because we know, we're going to talk about this soon, we're going to have Wolverine in the MCU. It's going to be wonderful. And it has been a point of contention for very big comic book purists about which metals are doing what. As we were talking about off camera, in the comics, it was a little muddled up until about 1968 of you kind of created adamantium by mixing vibranium and steel together and all this other stuff. But making it a resource that really, really is sought after, I think is very, very interesting. However, I think having two secluded cultures, one that is indigenous, fighting each other for resources is a bit of
cornering the market on the world's most indestructible metals.
That's a bit of a sticky situation that I don't think anyone wants to be rooting against either side of, right? So I do think that puts them in a position that we can't want either of them to win, really. You know what I mean? I was really hoping for it be something more like a political issue, not
it
just
probably will be.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping we're getting, because I like the intrigue of that, of having this be something over land or water rights, something that more has to do with maybe leadership than them just kind of dealing with each other's natural resources.
Well, the one thing Huerta said was that Wakanda becoming public puts Talocan in a difficult position. I was wondering if, look, this is just me playing fan speculation. What if at some point in their history, the people of Talocan actually went to Wakanda for help with something, not knowing that Wakanda was actually this technologically advanced place. And Wakanda was like, oh, no, we don't have anything. We can't help you. And then now, like a few years later, finding out you have what? And maybe that causes a problem. But it sounds like it's really more of a situation that Wakanda revealing itself causes a problem for Talocan. What that will be, I'm not sure. Aaron, do you have a thought on this?
Well, I know that it was a joke before the show that we were not going to cut to me because I was like, I liked Adam Ant. He was really great in the 80s. But I will say, I do appreciate the fact that you pointed out that adamantium is not something that we've seen before in the MCU, because I was like, wait, hey, ding dong, why have I never heard of this before? But I love the idea that, because vibranium has always been the BMOC of metals in this world, and so
in the MCU,
yeah. And so I like the fact that there's going to be this new thing that's added, because moving forward from here, what does this mean for all the people that are like, I've got vibranium and I'm super tough? Well, there's a new sheriff in town, and I've got this word that's really hard to pronounce.
So anyway, guys, questions for you. What do you think about the theory? Like, I initially just quickly dismissed it, but it does offer some interesting possibilities. Do you think adamantium could be something that's introduced in this film? I'm guessing probably not, but again, it offers some interesting options. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, we want to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month. And now for the plot twist. I'm just kidding, there isn't one. Seriously, Mint Mobile just has premium wireless service from $15 a month. There's no trapping you into a 2-year contract or opening the bill to find these crazy fees. There's no luring you in with free subscriptions to streaming services that you'll forget to cancel and be charged full price for. I used to dread opening my phone bill every month because every time I was opening it, it was like playing roulette. I never knew what the actual price was going to be, and it always seemed to get higher. But not with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And if you're worried about the complication of switching things over, don't. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So guys, get premium wireless from just $15 a month and no unexpected plot twists at mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Seriously, you'll make your wallet very happy at mintmobile.com/Campea.